Ladies and gentlemen, it is my great honor to present the next First Lady of the United States, my wife, an amazing mother, an incredible woman, Melania Trump. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, she could be the next First Lady of the United States, but she may want to learn the meaning of the word in her native Slovenian. Back home, Melania, it is called plagiarism. Plain English, plagiarism. Welcome back to Dr. Jeff Engel, Director of the Center for Presidential History at SMU. So you're in the academic world. What is the penalty if a student plagiarizes someone's work on a piece they turn in to you?
You know, she would have to be called into the office for this one. And I think it's really quite sad, because otherwise it was going to be the night that they wanted, the night that they really unveiled this woman who had been behind the scenes for much of the campaign, and she comes out and expressed a lot of poise, expressed a lot of dignity. But here's the problem.
Yeah.
We're talking about plagiarism today,
right,
when we should be talking about what they want us to talk about.
And if you missed it, which probably most of America did, here's what we're talking about. Melania Trump last night, Michelle Obama in a very similar situation just about exactly 8 years ago.
That your word is your bond, that you do what you say you're going to do.
That your word is your bond, and you do what you say and keep your promise.
That you treat people with dignity and respect.
That you treat people with respect.
Because we want our children and all children in this nation to know that the only limit to the height of your achievements is the reach of your dreams and your willingness to work hard for them.
Because we want our children in this nation to know that the only limit to your achievements is the strength of your dreams and your willingness to work for them.
Did they really think nobody was going to check?
You know, and it's the same speech, as you pointed out. It's the same moment when we have a presumptive First Lady candidate introducing. So here's the problem.
Yeah.
You know, the entire last month has been filled with moments where we are discussing self-inflicted wounds from this candidate. That we're either talking about a Jewish Star of David,
right,
or we're talking about references to Saddam Hussein, or we're talking about tweets that contradict what his press secretary is saying. This is a moment, the whole convention is a moment where you want to be telling the American people your story.
Right.
You own the script, you own the night, you own every word that comes out of this convention, and here you and I are talking about not their message.
Exactly. And the message from last night was supposed to be one of law and order, national security. But this basically sucks a lot of the wind out of the sail. Here's what they wanted you to hear.
For all of this loss, for all of this grief, for all of the cynicism, the tragedy in Benghazi has wrought upon America, I blame Hillary Clinton.
The mother of one of the Americans killed in the attacks on the U.S. consulate in Benghazi, Libya.
Okay, but here's
but it's a postscript.
But here's the problem. Worse than that for the candidate is that a lot of America didn't see her because Donald Trump called up Fox News during her talk and actually gave an interview with her simply silent in the background. So if the message that they're trying to get across is that this is a controlled candidate, that this is a man who's responsible, this is a man who, unlike what his critics say, is not out of control, they keep doing things to suggest that they are completely out of control and not actually able to restrain themselves, even to follow their own script.
And carefully orchestrated. They had a message, they had a plan, and once again they step in. Now, another thing that they did try to take advantage of, the tragedy involving law enforcement officers in Dallas and in Baton Rouge, and a pro-law enforcement theme last night.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to make something very clear. Blue lives matter in America.
Again, a very strong message, and Trump portraying himself as the law and order candidate. Now, some other kind of odd, Rudy Giuliani, okay, I can see that. Rick Perry, okay. Scott Baio, And one of the guys from Duck Dynasty?
You know, Donald Trump had promised us this would be a different kind of campaign.
Not just a bunch of members of Congress
Exactly,
and
exactly.
mayors.
But I gotta say, you know, overall, I think the message was largely the one that they wanted to portray. I think overall, the message of the evening, aside from the first things that we talked about, are largely exactly the kind of message they wanted to give, because they're really pivoting from the primary, where you have more rabid, enthusiastic voters, into the broader middle. And they start talking about issues that the broad Americans care about, like such as terrorism, such as protecting police lives and protecting all lives and protecting Black Lives Matter, and doing the kind of things that Americans really care about. It's just that they can't seem to stay focused on the immediate message.
Yeah, and you know, it's easy to criticize a big political machine like Hillary Clinton has, that has become a mini bureaucracy, but you need somebody to be taking a look at every script and making sure that you're not plagiarizing. You need somebody to be controlling the candidate and saying, let's not make that call now while she's on.
Well, exactly. And the truth is that Donald Trump has said that he's going to give us a very stripped-down campaign. He's going to give us a new kind of campaign. He's going to innovate. And the reason is because he knows better. Because he knows, he understands people, he understands the media, he understands politics. People have been doing this for a long time.
Yeah.
And sometimes when people have been doing something for a long time and they know the way things are done, there's a reason for it.
Right. And maybe it pays to listen. We'll find out in November.
Well, we got more to go the rest of the week.
Yes, we do. Thank